Hari Om and welcome to all the lovely Balakrishnas and Vivekanandas. Today, let us learn Shloka 6.41. So first, let us learn how to chant the Shloka. So for that, I request Tejas to unmute and chant after me. And all the other children, please keep your hands in Namaste. Close your eyes. When Tejas is repeating, you can also repeat. Are you ready, Tejas?
The internet connection is a little unstable, so I might ask you here and there if
Okay.
you understand.
Please repeat after me. Om prāpya
Prāpya
puṇya-kṛitāṁ puṇya-kṛitāṁ
puṇya-kṛitāṁ
lokān
lokān
uṣhitvā
uṣhitvā
śhāśhvatīḥ
śhāśhvatīḥ
samāḥ
samāḥ
śhuchīnāṁ śhuchīnāṁ
śhuchīnām
śhrī-matām
śhrī-matām
gehe
gehe
yoga-bhraṣhṭo bhijāyate.
yoga-bhraṣhṭo bhijāyate.
Now let us repeat again line by line. Prāpya puṇya-kṛitāṁ lokān
prāpya puṇya-kṛitāṁ lokān
uṣhitvā śhāśhvatīḥ samāḥ
uṣhitvā śhāśhvatīḥ samāḥ
śhuchīnāṁ śhrī-matām gehe
śhuchīnām śhrī-matām gehe
yoga-bhraṣhṭo bhijāyate.
yoga-bhraṣhṭo bhijāyate.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Can you read out the meaning? Tejas, can you read out the meaning?
Yeah. The unsuccessful yogis upon death go to the abodes of the virtuous. After dwelling there for many ages, they are again reborn in the earth plane into a family of pious and prosperous.
Into a family of pious and prosperous people.
Nice.
Thank you very much, Tejas. So what is Sri Krishna teaching us here? What is that we should learn in our life from this shloka? Let us explore that. So Sri Krishna is saying, an unsuccessful yogi, a yogi who has not yet become successful. So a yogi is aiming at some success. What is the success a yogi is looking at? A yogi wants to feel complete. However, in that journey, if let's say the yogi passes away, what Sri Krishna is saying is, he goes to the abode of virtuous, a higher plane. And there he gets a chance to purify himself and again can be reborn in a family that will help his journey. What is this Sri Krishna is saying? Let us understand that through, as usual, some explorations, right? So first thing, how many of you know this game? Game of snake and ladder? All of you, I'm sure, all of you know. Very nice, wonderful. So you all know that in the game of snake and ladder, you have to reach the top. However, if you get bitten by a snake, you fall back. Especially in this picture that you're seeing, imagine you're almost, see, from here to here, no? From 1 to 11, there are no snakes. You come very happily and imagine you get a ladder snake at 11 And tam, you are at 26. And unfortunately, let's say if you get 1, what happens? This big snake, what it does? All the way back, right? So this is the game of the snake and ladder. You all know this. Now, the question is, in this game, you go up and down like that. A yogi is the one who is doing his actions, who's doing his sadhana to be free. Is the game like that for yogi also? If he's unsuccessful, if he doesn't get to complete, let's understand it. Okay. So now, here is a test. All of you, please lower your hand. It's a reading test. Those of you feel that you can read it successfully, please raise your hand. And the others, you can lower your hand. Yeah, those of you who feel that you can read it, every word that is written here, please raise your hand. You have to read everything, okay? Not even a single word can be missed. Can anyone read? It's so difficult, no?
But sir, the picture is not complete to read it.
That's
Like
okay, but at least whatever is shown in the picture, can you read? Even that one seems like a challenge, is it not?
Yeah, I can try.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So I know it is not an easy thing. So now, why it is difficult, you all can think about that. For that, you can raise your hand to answer. Why is it difficult to read? Yes, Rohan. Why is it difficult to read?
It's difficult because it might be written in English, but in a bad writing, or it might be written in other language, which seems difficult to us.
It definitely is English. But
Then he has a bad handwriting.
Bad handwriting. Okay, all right. Disha, why do you think, Amma? What do you think?
They have a very bad handwriting.
Very bad handwriting. Correct. Okay. Anybody else feels any other reason? Yes, Akshat.
Gee, they must have a thought of writing English in a different language type.
So they might have thought of writing English in a different language. Okay. Yes, Shreyas.
They have learned probably, but they didn't write the letters properly. If they would
didn't
have
write
written, we could have
You could have understood, right?
read in it.
Correct.
Yes.
Tejas, you have any other reason?
Yeah, I don't think they know how to write English properly. Like either
They
they've
don't
got a
even know
bad
how
teacher,
to write.
either they have got a bad teacher, or they just can't understand.
They can't understand. Okay. Sanvi, what do you feel, Amma?
See, they might be in a hurry.
They might be in a hurry. Very nice. Yes, Snigdha, what do you think, Amma?
They must have purpose, like maybe the person knows how to write, but he must have purposefully wrote like this to just confuse other people.
Okay, all right. So, like that, there could be many reasons, but the end outcome is what? You and I find it extremely difficult to read it. Some
Gee,
words. Yes.
I can figure out some words.
Some words here and there we can figure out. Say I is there, the is there, and maybe this is your. Like that.
Gee, here side of you, it is like on, and here I don't.
Correct. I don't know. Right?
And the next line they have written EERN.
Correct. So like that, it's a guessing game, right? Now, a simple question for you, all of you. For a moment, reflect. How do you think if somebody has a handwriting like this, how to make it better? Think about it for a moment. And then I'll ask you. Okay, Sanvi, tell me, how do you think you can make this handwriting?
See, they have to practice every
They
day.
have to practice every day. Okay. Wonderful. Rohan?
You need to get a teacher for him.
You need to get a teacher for him. Okay, how did you say that it is a him? It could have been her handwriting also, no?
A person.
Okay, all right. Shreyas? Shays, what is your answer?
Yeah. So like you should practice his writing more. Like every day you should practice more and more, or else his handwriting will be that only.
Will be that
Or
only.
her.
Okay. Her. Okay. Akshat, what is your answer?
He must write his handwriting 1 page daily. Copywriting.
Copywriting. Akshat is going to give him a punishment. From today onwards, write 1 page handwriting daily. Okay. Yes, Snigdha.
We should learn the technique of how to write neatly.
Very good. Right? So I will give you similar answers, but I will say it in a certain way. Okay. So I would say the very first thing this person should practice is actually this person has to develop a lot of patience and concentration. Is it not? See, when a person has developed patience and concentration, then only they can notice all the changes. Writing means what? Writing means there's a lot of different shapes that one needs to make. And when making the shapes, they have to make it clearly, legibly, in a way that everybody can understand. So somewhere, this person's mind may be always in a hurry, don't really have focus, and may not have concentration. So the first thing, anybody for that matter, you and me also, when our mind is calm, then only we can do anything better. Is it not? Imagine, you are a firefighter, and you've been given a new job of firefighting, and then somebody calls you and says that there's a fire in this building, please come and help us. You all go there with your fire engine, and then as soon as you see the fire, it's burning, big fumes and flames are burning, and then as soon as you see that, you get scared and you say, "Ayo, fire!" If you only start crying, shouting like that, what will happen? Who will quench the fire? Is it not? So first, what you should have? You should have peaceful mind. No disturbance in your mind. Then only you can see, okay, what is causing this fire? Is it an electrical fire? Or is it a fire by something else? Why is it? Because if it is electrical fire, may not be a good idea to put water, because then it will short circuit. Even people who are putting the water may also get electrocuted. So like that, you need to be aware, is it not? And how to be aware? You have to have a peaceful mind. Come whatever that may be happening, then only you can take the next step. So this person, first of all, has to develop concentration, patience, and meditation helps great deal. First suggestion. Correct? Huh? Then next thing is, of course, like all of you said, has to learn different techniques of improving. So for example, the very first simple technique would be to take a 4-line book and to start writing capital letters, small letters, and to write them in particular lines, within the lines, right? So that is what one should be doing. Practice a lot. By the way, there is a small puzzle for all of you here. Can you read this puzzle? What would you call an alligator in a vest? What would you call an alligator in a vest? Investigator. All right. So, how many of you know about calligraphy? How many of you know about calligraphy?
Yeah, my mom is like, I have to learn it.
Okay, very nice. Rohan knows. Has anyone of you practiced calligraphy? Has anyone of you practiced? Okay. Yes, Tejas, you have?
No, I have not actually, but I know about it. I have tried it once or twice, but it doesn't look good.
Okay, good. But anyway, so like that, this person has to learn different techniques. Calligraphy is a art of beautiful handwriting. So when you practice calligraphy, it teaches you how to create different kinds of fonts in different sizes and shapes, and when it will look good, all that it teaches. So like that, this person has to first of all learn how to practice using 4-line book, then using calligraphy. Then last but not the least, what is it? So now there is focus and concentration through practice of meditation, or at least the person has started developing, and the person has enrolled in different learning sessions in how to practice. Last thing is, of course, the person has to practice, is it not? Lot of practice, like how our Akshat said, maybe every day one page. So through that, one can become better, is it not? Now, in a similar way, what is Sri Krishna teaching us? Whether it is handwriting, where if an handwriting is as bad as what we saw, how you can improve? By, first of all, keeping your mind peaceful, by learning different techniques, by practicing them. In a similar way, a yogi, who is a yogi? Yogi is a person who wants to realize his own divine nature. He or she wants to know, what is this existence all about? Who am I truly? What is this world truly? Who is God? And what is my relationship to God and world? Where did I come from? Where am I going? These are all the questions a yogi wants to answer. And there's a beautiful story of a similar yogi who could not attain completeness initially. Someone who wants to become a fulfilled, complete his journey of yoga, but for whatever reason doesn't complete, such a person is called as yoga-bhraṣhṭa. Bhrashta means he is incomplete. So there is story of this Bharata. So Bharata used to meditate in forest. He wanted to realize his true nature. He wanted to realize God. One day he saw one small deer, and the mother deer had died, killed by a tiger, and the small deer was there all alone. And he took pity on the deer. He brought it to his ashram, and he started caring for the deer very much. Even when he was meditating, he would constantly have thoughts about this deer. Has my deer eaten? What will I give to my deer? And my deer was running so nicely yesterday. Today also I want to see how it will run. So his mind started becoming more and more occupied with his deer. He started taking a very good of his deer. And one day it so happened that his death came. Even at the moment of his death, all he could think of was his dear deer. Oh, who will take care of my deer? What will happen to my deer after my death? All these thoughts were in his mind. And it so happened that when he passed away, he was born as a deer actually. And he was born as a deer in a Rishi's ashram because he was doing sadhana to realize God, and he had been doing a lot of good things. Because of the merit of the work that he had done, he was fortunately born in a Rishi's ashram. And when he was in the Rishi's ashram, what is that you would hear constantly? Various chantings, mantras, and talks all about God and God realization. So even though he was in the form of a deer, now he was very clear that his mind, he had drifted away in his previous birth. And therefore this time he was very clear, very focused. And this time, though he was in a deer shape, he could grasp everything. And he made his mind very silent. And in his next birth, he was born as a fully realized being. And there's a wonderful incident that happens. When he was born, he was so complete. He, like some of you, some of you said today, when you were narrating about your experience of meditation, it was so silent, so peaceful, that you wanted the whole world all the time to be like that. So nice, is it not? Like that. He was so silent. He was enjoying his silence. People used to think that he's a dumb fellow. He doesn't know anything. And his own family used to not really treat him well. They used to call him as Jada Bharata. Jada means inert. He would not react to anything. If you scold him, simply be quiet. If you praise him, simply be quiet. If you don't give food, simply be quiet. If you give him food, simply be quiet. No talking only. So people used to think that, oh, he is one mad fellow, no good. So he was like that. One day, the king of that land was passing by, and he was running short of one person to carry his palanquin. So he said to some of his soldiers, bring one person from this nearby village. They came and saw this Jada Bharata was simply sitting there quietly. So they pulled him, said, please carry this palanquin. So he started carrying, and he was so compassionate in his heart. When he was carrying, he wanted to make sure that he's not stepping on any ants or other creatures on the land. So he would walk by making sure that he's not stepping on any of them. But that used to make the palanquin wobble. And the king was getting very upset. Who is doing like that? And everybody showed their fingers at this Jada Bharata. He is walking in a haphazard way. The king said, you fool, stop. Stop doing like this. But Jada Bharata did not listen. He kept on avoiding all these small ants and other creatures. The king became so angry and upset that he kicked him through his legs, and he asked, stop the palanquin. And he started shouting at him, you fool, don't you know where I'm going? I'm going to this great master. I have to learn about God realization. And the way you're walking, I'm not even sure whether I will reach there. I may even fall. You fool. Like that, he shouted at him. And for the very first time, Jada Bharata spoke. Very peacefully he spoke. He asked the king, O king, who are you calling as a fool? Who are you calling as a fool? Are you referring to this body? This body is made up of the same elements that your body and any other body around here is made up of. So you cannot be referring to this body, which means that even your body will be foolish. You're obviously not referring to this body. Oh, are you referring to this mind? This mind is also made up of the same elements, and it is only one mind that is all through this universe. It's only a universal mind. So you cannot obviously be referring to that as the fool. Or are you referring to the true self, the Atman in me and the Atman in you, the awareness in me, the awareness in you is one and the same. And it is the Atman that is the light that is showing you your mind and body. Obviously, that cannot be a fool. So who are you, king, calling as a fool? As he said that, the king felt a great realization. He realized that this person, this Jada Bharata, is not an ordinary person. he immediately fell at his feet and he said, "Oh, great master, please take me as your disciple. What I really wanted to learn, you have fully realized. And the way you said it, I feel already so silent in my mind. I want to learn more from you." So like that, he said. So what is this story teaching us connected to the shloka? So this Bharata, when he was practicing to realize God, for some time, he got wavered. He started only thinking of the deer. And that made him a yoga-bhraṣhṭa. And what Sri Krishna is teaching is, when a person is truly determined to realize God and is doing the sadhana, is doing the work, and for whatever reason doesn't get to complete the work, doesn't get to completely realize, then such a person would be called as a yoga-bhraṣhṭa. But it is not like a snake and ladder game. They don't have to fall back and start from the beginning. Such a person will be born in a very good environment, like how it happened in the case of Jada-bharata. He was born as a deer in a rishi's ashram, and that helped him to realize. So such a yoga-bhraṣhṭa is born in a very good family. And because of the previous good work, such a person will be able to continue the work and will eventually be a liberated one, fully free, a jnani, a jivan mukta. So, this is what Sri Krishna is teaching us through this shloka, that a yogi, if he or she doesn't complete his journey, nothing to worry, Arjuna. By the merit of the good work done, by the merit of the sadhana done, they'll be able to continue the journey. And the conditions will be very suitable to continue that journey. This is what Sri Krishna is teaching us. All right? So let me stop here. Does anyone have any question, first of all? Yes, Snigdha.
Yeah, I have a question related to the story.
Yes.
So he first was he was like a yogi, and then later in his next birth he became a deer, and then later again in his next birth he became like
A jnani, a fully liberated one.
yeah. So how did, in all those births, how did he have the same name? And how did he remember what happened in his previous birth?
It is like, how do you remember what happened yesterday?
Because I remember that.
You have something called as a mind, and in
Yeah.
the mind something called as a memory. That is your power. So for most of us, the memory is limited to a very limited time. See, even you would have seen among your friends, some people may remember so many more things. For example, some people can remember all the 700 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. Why only 700 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita? They can remember the whole of Vedas. Such people are also there. So the memory is not a limited function. So sometimes memory can be from all the previous births also. Just like how you remember yesterday, day before yesterday, 1 week before, 1 month before. But some of the incidents may not be very accurate. That's how it is. Because your memory is not limited.
But I don't exactly remember what happened in my last birth.
You may not remember. So that is the way nature protects you. Because right now, nature wants you to continue to do whatever you are doing and to become fully established now. And if it is necessary, everything opens up. See, for example, many a times we don't feel so nice if let's say somebody who has scolded us comes in front of us, is it not? We sometimes feel angry or upset or irritated when somebody who has scolded us comes in front of us. Now imagine, many people around you were also there in your last birth, and let's say you had some fights with them. So there is no way that, you can really function until you are peaceful completely within, and you are able to handle that situation within yourself, right? So once when that happens, if need be, all the necessary things will open up.
Okay.
Does it clarify?
Yes, Ji.
Very nice. Any other questions? Excellent. If there are no questions, I would love to hear each one of your understanding from this shloka. Please raise your hands so that I can start calling your names, and I would love to listen to each one of you. Let's begin with yes, Sakshat.
Yeah, I understood that we should do our best to realize. If we could not, we should not worry much, as said. And I got one more thing that when Snigdha asked the question, I got to know that if nature is protecting us, if necessary, only we can know it ourselves
Very nice.
about the past janma.
Correct. See, it's like, for example, when will you be writing 10th grade exam? When will you be writing 10th
5
grade
years
exam?
later.
Huh?
5 years later.
So why not today?
Because they will not send me to 10th standard
Because
to write exam.
you have so much more to learn, is it not?
Yes.
So like that, when you're ready, naturally, it will come to you.
Okay, Ji.
Very nice, Akshat. Thank you. Tejas.
What I understand is if you do a certain thing continuously, and if you keep on thinking of it, you will get it in the next janma. Like how Bharata was warning the deer, he became a deer in the next life. One more example I have is when Krishna was coming to Mathura. When he entered Mathura, all Kamsa could think of was Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And when he died, he got to go to Krishna's abode. He got moksha. He got moksha there in Krishna's abode because he kept on thinking of Krishna. He didn't think of anything else but Krishna. Even though he was Krishna's enemy, he still thought of Krishna, and he went to Krishna's abode when he died after fighting Krishna.
Very nice. What it really is indicating, Tejas, is our mind is very precious. What you keep on dwelling in your mind is what develops in your mind and in your life. Excellent. Thank you very much. Yes, Rohan.
Yeah, I understood that our mind is very precious, and I also understood that knowledge is unlimited. Like there is also a story related to it. I don't know the name of him, but there was a yogi, and he meditated from Brahma. And when finally Brahma appeared, the yogi asked Brahma that grant me lifespan until until I learned the whole Vedas. So then he got one extra lifespan, and still he could not learn the whole Vedas in that whole lifespan. So he again prayed to Brahma and then asked for another lifespan. But still he was not able to learn entire Vedas and all. Then Brahma finally told the yogi that it is not possible to learn a knowledge at some, it is not limited, it's unlimited.
Correct. So what we can learn from that story, Rohan, is the knowledge of the world is never going to, you will never be able to learn everything. But there is something called the essential knowledge. See, for example, if you want to learn all the songs of the world, is it ever possible?
No.
What are all the songs made up of?
Music.
Yeah. What is in music? Or let me ask a different question. Is it possible for you to read all the English novels in the world?
No.
But what is each of the novel made up of?
It's made up of words and letters.
Words and
English language.
letters. So in a way, by knowing the words or knowing the letters, in a way, you know that you can read all the novels if need be.
Yeah.
So in a way, you learned the essential knowledge of all the novels, which is a novel has a story, and the story is made up of sentences, which is nothing but words, which is nothing but letters. So when you realize that, in a way, you know all the novels, but not the particular details, but the essential knowledge. So like that, in life also, when you realize the essential knowledge of who you are truly, the essential knowledge of who God is truly, the essential knowledge of what the world is truly, then in a way, you can learn about everything. Clear?
Okay. Yeah. And I also have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, for example, if I only think about a lion, so is it compulsory that I will become a lion in the next birth?
So what this story is teaching us is that what you continuously keep on dwelling in your mind, that becomes the habit of the mind. See, for example, how does somebody become a cricketer? Because somebody is constantly thinking of cricket. How does somebody become a violinist? Because somebody is constantly thinking and practicing violin. So like that, what is the constant thinking that you're doing is what Sri Krishna is asking you to consider. So it is not necessary that just because you are thinking of lion, you will become a lion. It depends upon how much you are deeply thinking of that and how continuously you're thinking, right? So this story is to tell you and me how we should be using our mind. So what we should be using it for? The purpose, first and foremost, should be to realize the truth. Then how can we of value to the world? So once when you make space for such things in your mind, you will be naturally protected.
Okay.
Does that answer?
Yeah.
All right. Very nice, Rohan. Thank you. Yes, Shreyas.
Yeah, so like you said now, like when Bharata was just thinking for like the deer for his whole life, like he became one. So like you said now, that whatever we think constantly, like you said, if somebody wants to become a footballer, if they practice and if they think about it a lot, they might become, and they practice like that.
Very nice. Anything else?
No, like I understood that that's the main part.
Thank you, Shreyas. Thank you very much. Sanvi, what did you understand, Amma?
See, it was the same thing as what Shreyas said, but I also understood that we should be careful of what we think. And like there is a small story where a man will always be lazy and he does not do anything except eat and sleep. So in the next birth, he was born as a snake, a kind which will only sleep, and it will only wake up when it wants to eat, and after eating it will lie wherever it is. So we should be careful of what we think also.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Sanvi. Diya, Disha, do you have anything to share? Does Diya has anything to say about what you understood from this shloka? How about Disha? Do you want to say something about what you understood? Yes, Disha. Or are the two of you sitting close by? That's why it's echoing. Okay. Not able to hear anything. Only echoing, Disha. Okay, all right. I'll come back to you. Snigdha.
Gee, what I understood is that so like even though you do not do anything in life, for example, so God is not like, okay, I already gave this person one lifespan and they are supposed to do in this lifespan itself. God is not like that. So God always gives you another chance, like how I did to Bharata. So
Very
Bharata was first a yogi and then he became a deer, like another chance which God has given to him. And then afterwards he again became a jnani.
correct.
So it's like God is giving you chances. So that's why there's like one soul. Like there's only one soul which is going into many bodies. It's like God is giving a chance for only one person through various lives.
So that you can learn and be established in the truth.
Yes, Ji.
Very nice. Thank you very much. All right. Diya, Disha, you want to share anything? Is there anything to share? No? All right. No problem. When you feel like, you can share. Okay? All right. So then let us end our today's learning of the shloka 6.41. Hari Om.